BMO Chartered Accountant. My name is Bukola Akinmoladun, the managing partner of the firm. Let me take you back. The first, say you meet your family. Doctor, you try your day. Have something and Bukola. Where's the first? So, this is my very humble office. My name is Bukola Akinmoladun, popularly known as Buki Akinmoladun. I am called BMA in the professional circle. I have a background in accounting, HND accounting, from Lagos State Polytechnic and Yaba College of Technology, and also have an MBA from University of Lagos. I am a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, an associate member of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. About who inspired me, I really can't tell. But I know that I've had passion for accounting right from my year 3 in secondary school. And despite that fact that I had a lot of challenges in the final year, I still stuck into accounting. When I stayed 2 years without being able to get admission into the Polytechnic, I still went ahead. I studied tech admin. The following year, I changed again to accounting. And I don't know, I really can't tell, but I know that some of my teachers also inspired me. I remember one of my teachers, a Ghanaian teacher, used to tell me, "Buki, you're going to become a chartered accountant." I knew nothing about who a chartered accountant was, but I knew I loved accounting. Well, interesting. One of the challenges, I tell people, I lost my father actually when I was age 12. And that was a major point for me, because it was as if I couldn't achieve my goals in life. But I'm grateful to God that He gave me people who supported me all through. Financially, at each point of need, God came to my rescue. In the professional circle, while working at the very early stage of my career, I had challenges with colleagues who saw my early rise as a threat. Number one, being a woman in a field predominantly occupied by men was a big challenge. And apart from that, studying to become an accountant was, I don't know what to call it, but it was very, very tough. It was challenging. I had to combine schooling with working and then writing the professional exams. So I had a 3-in-1. I was in Yabatech. Fortunately, I qualified just the first year of my HN in Yabatech. And so that stress was reduced. But then it was very challenging. That is on the path to being qualified. On the work scene, I found myself constantly being the only woman sometimes, and the first lady sometimes, and the youngest in most times, and as a leader. Sometimes somebody told me he had been doing a particular thing which I was challenging him for more than 25 years, and I was just 23. So people hardly believe in you because of your age and because of your gender. And then at some point, they saw me as the head of department, leading men way older than I was, who were married, and I was single. And so you get disrespected a lot for that. and I didn't get that until I got married. I think that's something that we need to work on in this society. Your marriage doesn't make you, being married or single doesn't make you, you're a professional, and that's, everybody should respect that. Well, number one, I like being myself. And once I believe in something, I go all the way for it. Once you are able to convince your opposition, over time they will learn to agree with you. Even when they don't agree with you, secretly they admire you. And actually someone confronted me one time like that, when she said, I just can't imagine where you're getting this wisdom from. That was even a woman like myself. So you have challenges from your male counterparts. You also have challenges from, female counterparts who maybe out of envy or anything can't withstand your knowledge. But you have to be persistent. You will have to be consistent. You have to believe in yourself as well. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. Well, BMA & Co. is a firm of chartered accountants, and we offer accounting services, audits and assurance, taxation, consulting, recruitment. What I'll call a business solution, because every business requires information, and the information that is quality, that's timely, that is reliable. That's what we try to do when we start off with a client. We want to be sure that anything that comes out of your organization is something that anybody can rely on, because you want to make decisions based on the financial information or the business information you want to dole out there. So it's a full package. As a career woman, the greatest achievement I will say I have is to have impacted lives. I started quite early, and I've been able to train a whole lot of people. Bring them in maybe from ND level, and you inspire them to go for their masters, do their professional examination, and they're all scattered in the oil and gas industry, in the academia, just name it. And the one other thing is I also try to encourage a lot of women. I remember I told you, each time I got into a place, most of the time I'm the first woman or the only woman. So the first thing I do is to try as much as possible to bring in more women into the fold. I won't say an achievement as per achievement, what people call achievement, but I'd say that I've been able to balance all of them. Number one, family first. It was a decision I took when I was getting married, not to take on any job that was going to take me away from my family. That's number one. And so when my children were growing up, I made sure that I took them to school first in the morning, because I knew when I went to work, I may not know when I will come back. And so having to have that personal touch with them was very critical for me. And no matter how late I get back from work, I made sure that I checked through my children's homework one after the other. By the way, I have 3 grown-up, wonderful sons and daughters. And so that was it. And then I wouldn't say that was an achievement on its own if I didn't have the support of my husband. My husband had been very supportive right from, he made me believe in myself. He believed in me and he made me believe in myself. And so I was able to manage that. Where I couldn't help it, he came to the rescue. And so the children don't really know the difference most of the time. And again, on the spiritual world, I think you don't have to be on the pulpit. Everyone, wherever you are an apostle of the Lord Jesus Christ. You are a disciple, you are a preacher. So I try to make my life, to live the life that I preach to people. So I'm just me. At home, at work, whatever. I'm just me, pure and simple. Impacting people is a matter of who you are yourself. Definitely, some people will like the way you are, some may not like the way you are, okay? But there is no difference between my life at home and my life anywhere. I think that's one area. So I'm not making conscious efforts to impact anybody. But when I'm meeting you for the first time, the first thing I'm asking is after your welfare, how you are trying to make sure that, I'm just interested in people generally. So over the time, I've had to talk to people, and I don't know it myself, but I just realized that each time somebody said, oh, you said something sometimes ago, and I'm like, oh, when did I say that? And I say, oh, I found that encouraging and inspiring. So there is no difference between you and you at home, you in the marketplace, and you in the church. Buki is one person, a believer and a soldier of Christ, always ready. Well, this firm is a sole proprietorship, but the goal is to ensure that I leave this behind as a legacy to be continued. And so we are very conscious with the kind of people we engage on board. And so we have what we call a continuity plan, so that whether I'm there or not, I want to retire early, and I want people to carry on from wherever I will stop. That's one goal that I want to. And one other goal I have is that anyone who comes in here as a worker or as an intern is a stakeholder, and you see yourself as part owner of the firm. So we want to have people recognize themselves as that, not just that, oh, we are working for BMO. No, BMO is a collective responsibility. That's on the part. And for our clients as well, we want to make sure that our clients feel us as much as possible. So we don't want to just be another firm out there. We want to be able to make impact in the lives of in the business of our clients. The goal of BMO actually is to ensure that everyone is a stakeholder. Our clients, our associates, and the staff. I have to call them my compatriots because we're in this journey together. So our goal is to make sure that everyone that comes here feels a part, being a part of BMO. And our clients will consistently deliver, quality service, showing our competence and our capacity in every way that we serve them. And we do not want a BMO that dies with the owner, the BMO that continues to give support in the business world. One dream I've had is to have a school that trains accountants, a school that empowers accountants, a school not like a regular school, maybe like an academy. And that's coming on very shortly. We're believing God, we're trusting God to be able to do that. School people finish from the university, they have professional certification, and yet they say they don't have jobs. I tell you there are jobs out there, but the level of training that we have these days does not match with the requirements in the marketplace. The marketplace keeps evolving, and we cannot but evolve, actually be ahead of the game. So that's our dream, to be able to raise generation of very highly qualified, highly competent professionals. I'm not saying accountants like that, because the accounting world is very, very wide. So we need to be able to impact people. We need to be able to train them. Success is determined by each individual. All right? And so like I always tell everybody around me, there are 5 Ds, maybe 6 Ds or whatever you want to call it, but I call them 5 Ds. The first one is your desire to succeed in whatever you do. If you don't have, like they say, if you don't know where you're going, any road will lead you there. So what's your desire in life first and foremost? Have you been able to define that? So talking about desire, what's your decision to do or to achieve your success in the marketplace? It's a personal decision, and nobody can take that with for you. And then, of course, if you have taken a decision to do something, you don't expect that it's going to be smooth sailing. There'll be a lot of challenges. There'll be a lot of disappointments. There'll be all manner of things that discourages you from moving on. But I tell you, with determination, with courage, and the discipline to go on, you have to be deliberate about whatever you're doing. And the Bible says that if you see a man who is diligent in his ways, he will not sit amongst mean men, but when you will sit with kings at the gate, you are among the decision makers, you are among the movers and shakers. People are looking out for you for counsel, for advice. It's like if you haven't said something, that meeting is not over. That's what you make yourself to become, because you have not chickened out. You have not fallen out of despair with the challenges that you have. And I also said to people, you have 5 forces. You have to build your competence. When you are competent, people hardly can push you aside, right? And then you have the capacity to do what you say you want to do. If you don't have the capacity, you can always buy capacity. But you can't buy capacity when you yourself haven't developed that competence in whatever you want to do. All right? You must be committed to doing that thing consistently. And above all, your character. Like I always say, competence, consistency, and all these things you talk about can take you to the top. Character is what determines whether you remain on the top or you come down. A lot of people have lost it in the place of character. They have achieved a lot, but the character has brought them down. I don't want to go into details, but we know it. So we must build our character as apostles in the marketplace.